Have you been feeling unusually tired lately? A little foggy in your head, swelling in your ankles by the evening, or waking up at night to use the bathroom more often than you used to? Most people tell themselves it's just age stress or poor sleep. But what if these quiet changes are not normal at all, and instead are early warning signs that your kidneys are already struggling right now without you realizing it? I'm Dr. Mark Ellis, and here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't hear until it's too late. Your kidneys work silently, filtering nearly 50 gallons of blood every single day, removing toxins from the food you eat, the drinks you consume, even the air you breathe. And they don't complain. They don't send sharp pain. They fail quietly. By the time many people discover something is wrong, a lab report shows rising creatinine levels, declining kidney function, and suddenly the conversation shifts to medications, dialysis, or a future they never expected to face. Right now, more than 37 million Americans are living with some degree of kidney damage, and most of them have no idea. Not because they ignored their health, but because no one taught them what to look for early or what to do before the damage becomes permanent. This is why what you're about to hear matters and why I urge you not to click away. In this video, I'm going to show you 6 everyday kitchen spices, simple, familiar, and backed by real science that can help support kidney cleansing, reduce inflammation, and protect delicate kidney tissue. But there's something even more important. There is one overlooked daily habit that determines whether these spices truly help your kidneys, or whether they make little difference at all. Most people never learn this step, and missing it is exactly why so many well-intentioned efforts fail. Stay with me until the end, because this isn't about quick fixes or empty promises. It's about understanding how your kidneys are quietly asking for support, and how small, consistent choices can help you protect your independence, your energy, and your health before it's too late. Garlic is ranked #1 for a reason most people never think about. Because your kidneys don't just need detox support, they need healthy blood flow to survive. Every drop of blood your kidneys filter must travel through incredibly delicate vessels, and when circulation is impaired, those tiny filters take the hit first. I've seen this again and again in patients who thought they were doing everything right. They ate better, drank more water, even took supplements, yet their creatinine kept creeping up. The missing piece wasn't effort, it was circulation. When blood pressure spikes, arteries stiffen, and blood crashes into the kidneys instead of flowing smoothly, damage happens quietly and relentlessly. This is where garlic becomes powerful. Garlic contains sulfur-based compounds, especially allicin, that help relax blood vessels and improve nitric oxide production. In simple terms, garlic helps your blood move instead of slam. Studies published through the National Institutes of Health have shown that regular garlic intake supports healthier blood pressure and reduces oxidative stress, 2 factors directly linked to kidney damage progression. Harvard Medical School has also highlighted the connection between vascular health and kidney function. When circulation improves, kidneys receive oxygen more efficiently, toxins are cleared more gently, and filtration pressure drops. That's not a small benefit, that's foundational protection. But here's where most people get it wrong. They cook garlic immediately after crushing it, destroying allicin before it ever activates. Or they use garlic powder that has lost most of its potency. When garlic isn't prepared correctly, its most protective effects never reach your kidneys. The right approach is simple but specific. Crush or mince 1 to 2 cloves and let them rest for 5 to 10 minutes before consuming. This activates allicin. The best time is in the morning, either with water, a touch of honey, or added to lightly cooked meals. Pairing garlic with healthy fats like olive oil improves absorption and helps those protective compounds reach kidney tissue where they matter most. Used correctly, garlic doesn't just season food. It widens pathways, eases pressure, improves circulation, and quietly protects your kidneys day after day. But knowing this alone still isn't enough, because there's another overlooked factor that can cancel out all these benefits if you ignore it. If garlic protects your kidneys by improving blood flow, cumin works deeper by reducing the toxic load your kidneys have to face in the first place. Because here's the reality, most people miss your kidneys don't fail only because they're weak. They fail because they're overwhelmed. Day after day, they're forced to filter toxins that should have been neutralized earlier in the digestive system in the liver. I've worked with patients whose lab numbers didn't make sense at first. They hydrated well, Their blood pressure was under control. Yet waste markers like urea and creatinine stayed stubbornly high. What we uncovered was subtle but powerful sluggish digestion and poor detox flow upstream were silently dumping extra toxins into the bloodstream, leaving the kidneys to clean up the mess. This is where cumin becomes unexpectedly important. Cumin contains active compounds such as cuminaldehyde and thymol, known for their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. But more importantly, research indexed by the National Institutes of Health shows that cumin supports liver enzyme activity and digestive efficiency. When the liver clears toxins more effectively, fewer metabolic byproducts ever reach the kidneys. Studies published in journals of nutrition and metabolic research have demonstrated that cumin extract can help lower oxidative stress markers and support healthier urea and creatinine balance in animal and early human models. That matters because oxidative stress doesn't just damage kidney tissue, it accelerates decline. Yet cumin only works when used correctly. Most people rely on pre-ground powder that's been sitting on a shelf for months, its active compounds largely degraded. Others use too much at once, irritating digestion rather than supporting it. When that happens, the kidneys remain under pressure and the benefit disappears. The correct approach is simple and gentle. Lightly crush or use freshly ground cumin seeds. Steep half a teaspoon in warm water for 5 to 10 minutes and drink it in the morning or early afternoon. This timing supports digestion and detox throughout the day instead of burdening the kidneys at night. Pairing cumin with a small amount of healthy fat such as olive oil improves absorption and effectiveness. When used this way, cumin doesn't just add flavor. It quietly reroutes toxins away from the kidneys, easing their workload and buying them time to recover. But even reducing toxins upstream isn't enough because there's another hidden force that continues to damage kidney cells if left unchecked. If cumin quietly reduces the toxic load heading toward your kidneys, cinnamon steps in to fight what's even more destructive over time: oxidative stress. Because long before kidney numbers worsen, oxidative damage is already happening at the cellular level, silently weakening kidney tissue day after day. I remember a patient who did everything by the book: clean diet, good hydration, no obvious red flags. Yet fatigue kept creeping in, swelling appeared by evening, and labs slowly drifted in the wrong direction. The missing piece wasn't toxins alone. It was relentless oxidative stress, tiny molecular attacks that add up faster than most people realize. This is where cinnamon becomes far more than a comforting spice. Cinnamon contains powerful compounds like cinnamaldehyde and polyphenols that act as antioxidants, neutralizing free radicals before they damage delicate kidney cells. Research indexed by the National Institutes of Health has shown that cinnamon can significantly reduce markers of oxidative stress and inflammation, two of the strongest predictors of kidney decline. Here's why that matters. Your kidneys filter nearly 50 gallons of blood every day. Every pass exposes them to oxidative byproducts from metabolism, stress-processed foods, and even poor sleep. When those free radicals overwhelm your defenses, kidney tissue stiffens, filtration, efficiency drops, and damage accelerates, even if you're doing everything else right. But once again, preparation makes the difference. Most people rely on pre-ground cinnamon that's been sitting on a shelf for months, its active compounds largely degraded. Others use excessive amounts, irritating digestion and blood sugar balance instead of supporting it. When cinnamon is misused, its protective effects never reach kidney tissue. The smarter approach is precise and gentle. Use true cinnamon sticks when possible, freshly ground or lightly steeped in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. Morning or early afternoon is ideal when oxidative stress tends to peak. You can also sprinkle small amounts into oatmeal soups or roasted vegetables, always paired with food for better absorption. Used correctly, cinnamon doesn't just add warmth to meals. It lowers oxidative pressure, calms inflammation, and gives kidney cells breathing room to recover. But even lowering oxidative stress isn't the full solution because there's another hidden trigger that continues damaging kidneys if it isn't addressed next. If cinnamon helps protect your kidneys from oxidative stress, ginger addresses something just as dangerous but far more noticeable in daily life: chronic inflammation paired with sluggish filtration. Because when inflammation quietly builds, your kidneys don't fail overnight, they slow down, strain harder, and eventually lose efficiency without warning. I often hear people say I feel heavy all the time, or my body just feels inflamed. Many of them also report bloating, brain fog, and persistent fatigue. What they don't realize is that these symptoms often signal an inflammatory overload that forces the kidneys into constant overtime. And when inflammation stays elevated, even healthy kidney tissue begins to suffer. This is where ginger becomes a powerful ally. Ginger contains active compounds like gingerol and shogal, which are known for their strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Scientific studies published in peer-reviewed medical journals have shown that ginger can reduce inflammatory markers and oxidative damage while supporting healthier filtration in kidney tissue, especially under metabolic stress. Here's why that matters. Your kidneys filter nearly 50 gallons of blood every single day. When inflammation is high, blood becomes more viscous, vessels become less flexible, and filtration becomes inefficient. That's when waste builds up faster than your kidneys can clear it, leading to swelling, fatigue, and rising lab markers over time. But once again, most people sabotage ginger's benefits without realizing it. They rely on old powdered ginger that has lost potency, or they overuse it in ways that irritate digestion instead of calming inflammation. Some take it late at night, unknowingly stimulating the body when kidneys are meant to rest. When used incorrectly, ginger adds noise instead of relief. The correct approach is gentle and strategic. Use fresh ginger, grated or thinly sliced. Steep half a teaspoon in warm water for 5 to 10 minutes and drink it in the morning or early afternoon. This timing helps reduce inflammation during peak metabolic hours and supports smoother filtration throughout the day. Pairing ginger with food or a small amount of healthy fat improves absorption and tolerance. When used properly, ginger doesn't just soothe digestion. It lowers inflammatory pressure, improves circulation within kidney tissue, and helps your kidneys work more efficiently with less strain. But calming inflammation alone still isn't enough, because there's another overlooked factor that quietly worsens kidney stress if it's not addressed next. If ginger helps calm inflammation and ease daily kidney strain, coriander seeds focus on something even more fundamental, protecting the kidney's microscopic filters before damage becomes visible. Because long before lab numbers change your kidney's nephrons, the tiny filtration units that do all the work are already under attack from oxidative stress and toxin overload. I've met people who felt off for years, not sick enough to worry, not healthy enough to feel sharp. Mild swelling, frequent bloating, a constant sense of heaviness. Their tests often came back borderline normal, yet symptoms kept creeping in. What was happening wasn't dramatic failure, it was slow nephron fatigue, and once enough nephrons are damaged, kidney decline accelerates quickly. This is where coriander seeds quietly stand out. They contain bioactive compounds such as linalool and borneol, known for their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. Research indexed by the National Institutes of Health shows these compounds help reduce oxidative stress and protect delicate tissues from toxin-induced damage. When applied to kidney health, that means shielding nephrons before they wear out. Here's why this matters. Each kidney contains roughly 1 million nephrons, and you're born with all you'll ever have. Unlike skin or liver cells, damaged nephrons don't regenerate. Once they're gone, the remaining ones must work harder, creating a vicious cycle of overload and decline. Protecting nephrons early is one of the smartest strategies for preserving kidney function long-term. But once again, most people unknowingly cancel out coriander's benefits. They use old pre-ground seeds that have lost potency, or they consume excessive amounts that irritate digestion rather than support it. Others skip warm preparation, preventing the active compounds from being properly released. When used this way, coriander becomes just another spice, not a protective tool. The effective method is simple. Lightly crush or freshly grind coriander seeds. Steep about half a teaspoon in warm water for 10 minutes and drink it in the morning or early afternoon. This timing supports a detox while your kidneys are active, not resting. Pairing coriander with food or a small amount of healthy fat improves absorption and tolerance. Used correctly, coriander seeds don't just flavor meals. They help preserve your kidney's filtration units, slow long-term wear, and quietly protect function you can't afford to lose. But even protecting nephrons isn't enough on its own, because there's one final factor that determines whether all of this actually works. If protecting nephrons slows kidney wear, turmeric addresses what silently accelerates damage in the first place: chronic inflammation at the tissue level. Because inflammation isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It simmers day after day until kidney cells lose their ability to filter smoothly and toxins begin to linger longer than they should. I've seen people dismiss this phase as just aging. They feel heavier in the morning, more swollen by night, mentally foggy, without a clear reason. Labs may still look acceptable, yet something feels off. What's happening beneath the surface is inflammatory stress inside kidney tissue, an early signal most people miss. This is where turmeric becomes far more than a kitchen spice. Its active compound curcumin is one of the most studied natural anti-inflammatory agents. Research indexed by the National Institutes of Health and published in nephrology journals shows that curcumin can reduce inflammatory markers and oxidative stress in kidney tissue while supporting healthier filtration dynamics, especially in people under metabolic or toxic load. Why does this matter? Your kidneys filter nearly 50 gallons of blood every day. When inflammation is high, filtration becomes inefficient. Blood flow stiffens, tissues swell microscopically, and waste clearance slows. Over time, this creates a cascade: more strain, more damage, and less reserve. But turmeric only works when used correctly. Most people rely on old pre-ground powder that has lost potency. Others take large doses without supporting absorption or consume it late in the day when the body's winding down. In those cases, curcumin barely reaches kidney tissue, and the benefit is minimal. The effective approach is simple and precise. Use fresh turmeric when possible, or a high-quality source steeped in warm water or milk. Morning or early afternoon is ideal when inflammatory activity peaks. Pair turmeric with a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil, or a splash of lemon juice to enhance absorption. This small detail can dramatically change results. Used properly, turmeric doesn't just reduce inflammation, it gives kidney cells room to recover, lowers oxidative pressure, and supports a calmer, more efficient filtration process day after day. But even calming inflammation isn't enough on its own, because there's one daily habit that determines whether all of these strategies truly protect your kidneys or quietly fail. Before you leave this video, I want you to hear this clearly. Your kidneys are not weak. They are resilient, intelligent organs that respond to care far more than most people realize. Small, consistent choices made daily can slow damage, reduce strain, and in many cases help preserve function longer than you ever thought possible. You don't need perfection. You need awareness, patience, and the willingness to start where you are today. If this information helped you understand your body a little better, I encourage you to save this video so you can come back to it, especially on days when it's easy to forget how much these small habits matter. And if kidney health is something you or someone you love is concerned about, subscribe to this channel. I regularly share science-based medical insights explained in a clear and practical way so you can make informed decisions and avoid learning things too late. My goal here is simple: to help you protect your independence, your energy, and your quality of life without fear, without confusion, and without unnecessary extremes. Kidney health is not about one supplement or one perfect meal. It's about understanding the signals your body sends and responding with care instead of panic. Remember, your lab numbers do not define you. Your diagnosis does not define your future. What matters most is what you do next. With the right knowledge and steady action, there is always room for improvement, stability, and hope. Take care of your kidneys, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.